Jeff Bezos didn't just build Amazon, he built one of the most powerful wealth machines in history. From nothing, what if you could understand the exact formula he used? Today, I'm going to break down 10 core lessons from Bezos' wealth-building strategy and show you how to apply them in your own life, even if you're just getting started. Because when you learn how billionaires think, you rise to riches. Let's be real, most people want to get rich, but they don't have a plan. They chase trends, jump from one idea to another, hoping something will stick. Bezos took the opposite approach. He thought long-term, he obsessed over the customer, and he built a system that scaled, even when he wasn't around, while others were looking for fast money. He was building an empire. That mindset is what separates people who grow steadily from those who burn out quickly. This video is not about copying Bezos. It's about thinking like him, because if you understand his formula and apply it in your own way, you can build something powerful too. Bezos always said, start with a customer and work backwards. While most people build something and then try to sell it, he flips the process. He asks, what does the customer really need? What frustrates them? What would surprise them? In a good way. That obsession created Amazon Prime. One-click checkout, same-day delivery. And it all started with understanding the customer better than anyone else. So here's the lesson. Stop building in the dark. Talk to real people. Watch their behavior. Solve their problems so well, they come back without thinking twice. Because when you truly serve people, wealth follows. In a world chasing fast results, Bezos played the long game. While competitors were focused on quarterly profits, he was thinking 5, 10, even 20 years ahead. And that's exactly why he won. He reinvested early profits, took short-term losses, and focused on building infrastructure that could scale for decades. So what does this mean for you? Start thinking long-term, even if you're just beginning. Instead of asking, how do I make money this week? Ask, what can I build now that still pays me in 5 years? It could be content, a product, a brand, an audience. Because real wealth doesn't come from speed. It comes from direction and consistency over time. Goals are useful, but systems are what actually create wealth. Bezos didn't just have a goal to build a big company. He built repeatable systems for logistics, customer service, product development that made Amazon run like a machine. Because goals give you direction, but systems give you results over and over. So instead of only setting targets like make $10,000 or launch a business, ask yourself, what process do I need to follow every day to get there? What habits, routines, workflows can I build to keep making progress? Whether it's writing daily, launching weekly, or learning consistently, the system matters more than the scoreboard. Bezos took bold risks, launching AWs when people laughed at the idea, or acquiring companies others ignored. But those moves weren't just gut feelings. They were backed by data, research, and timing. He bet big, but he bet informed. That's a powerful lesson for anyone building something from scratch. Don't be afraid to go all in on an idea, but do your homework. Test, study the numbers, listen to feedback, make adjustments before scaling. Because smart risk isn't reckless. It's calculated conviction. And that's what separates a lucky guess from a long-term win. Most people think more money equals better results. But Bezos believed the opposite, that constraints create creativity. Amazon was built on frugality. Tight budgets forced the team to invent smarter solutions, optimize every process, and avoid wasteful decisions. Frugality isn't about being cheap, it's about being efficient. So if you're building with limited resources, that's not a weakness, it's a competitive advantage. If you let it force you to be sharper, leaner, and more focused. Ask yourself, what can I build with what I already have? Because the best solutions often come from limitations, not excess. Instead of hiring more people to handle growth, Bezos built technology that handled scale automatically. From recommendation engines to warehouse automation, Amazon scaled without needing to micromanage every step. That's the lesson. Don't just grow by adding more hands. Grow by creating smarter systems. Today, you have access to tools that can automate sales, schedule content, track performance, manage inventory, even if you're a solo creator. You don't need a team to grow. You need a toolkit and a mindset focused on scalability. So the next time something works, ask yourself, how can I automate this? Because the more your system works without you, the more time you have to build what matters next. Jeff Bezos launched projects that flopped, and he talks about them openly. The Fire Phone failed. Some acquisitions went nowhere. But every failure came with learning and momentum. That's the formula. If you're trying to avoid failure at all costs, you'll move slow. Play small. And you'll miss opportunities. Bezos didn't fear failure. He built a culture that expected it, because every failure meant they were experimenting, testing, evolving. So stop trying to be flawless. Launch, learn, adapt. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process that leads to it. When Amazon became profitable, Bezos didn't cash out. He reinvested into better logistics, faster delivery, new products, cloud computing. Each reinvestment became a new income stream. And that's how Amazon became a machine. That mindset applies even if you're starting small. Don't just take your first profits and spend them. Use them to create more income. Create a new product, test a new strategy. Reinvest early wins into long-term leverage, because when you treat money as a seed, not a reward, you start building wealth that doesn't depend on effort alone. It compounds. Bezos was known for demanding excellence, and not just from others, but from himself. He didn't settle for good enough. He pushed his teams to improve products, streamline systems, deliver better experiences. That created a culture where high standards were the default, not the exception. And here's what that means for you. Whatever you build, whether it's a business, a brand, or just your habits, set a high bar, care about the details, push yourself to refine. Don't settle for average just because others do, because high standards attract high results. And build trust that compounds over time. While others fought for attention in crowded spaces, Bezos created new ones. Amazon didn't just sell books, it redefined how people shop. AWS didn't just compete with hosting companies, it created a new industry. This is one of the most powerful wealth-building moves you can make. Stop trying to outdo others and start creating something they haven't thought of yet. You do that by combining skills in new ways, solving overlooked problems, or offering value in a format no one else is using. So instead of asking, "How can I win the game?" ask, "How can I change the game entirely?" Because the biggest money isn't made by competing, it's made by creating. Jeff Bezos didn't build wealth by luck. He built it with clarity, consistency, and long-term thinking. And the best part, you don't need to be a tech genius or have millions in the bank to apply the same principles. You just need to shift OSU mindset. Penser como, construder. eagir.com. Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about building something that grows, even when you're not watching. If this video gave you clarity, like it, subscribe to Rise to Riches, and drop a comment below. Which of Bezos' money rules are you going to apply this week? Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about thinking long-term, serving people deeply, and building systems that last. Be bold, be patient, be relentless. Start now and rise to riches.